I thought we had some uncharacteristic mistakes and some uncharacteristic discipline, which we have to address awfully quick. I think Oregon's a really good football team, and they played well tonight. They were physical. Their quarterback threw the ball well. Some of our challenges on defense had to do with tackling, but I think some of that has to do they've got good players. Certainly, we struggled offensively tonight. Tried to generate some running game, and that never really happened. Tried to generate some passing game, and that didn't happen either. Until I really look at the tape, I'm going to be guarded as far as making a complete assessment, but it was a poor offensive performance. We've got a lot of work to do, and so at this time I'll open up questions anybody might have.
I know, like you mentioned, just a lot of shortcomings tonight, but what about what was most disappointing? Was it the offense, the defense that you mentioned, the discipline kind of things around sportsmanlike? What was the most disappointing for you?
That's one of the things that we've always prided ourselves. I've prided myself as a head football coach, and so to have the the personal fouls, the unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't see some of them, but I got the report from the officials. We've got to address that, and that's got to be addressed really quickly. And I take responsibility. I take responsibility for everything that happened tonight, but I really pointedly take responsibility for that undiscipline, and that's not been part of it, and that's got to get addressed, and it will get addressed really fast.
So, Josh being out there and taking some hits and stuff, I guess, how do you kind of toe that line of knowing when to, kind of pull the trigger on getting Nick in there as the game got away?
Well, what you find is there's a lot of starters that are out there, and so it's, if you're going to be competitive, you're going to go out there and compete as much as you can. There came a point, the last series we pulled Josh. We had predetermined that was going to be his last series. So, but Andrew Ruinger was out there, Carl Grandis, a lot of guys were out there.
Just how concerned are you with the offense in general, whether it's run and pass game? I know this is just one game, but it was pretty rough tonight. How concerned are you moving forward with this offense?
Real concerned about. We've not been real productive, and so I think we got to take a reassessment of our personnel. I think we've got to kind of take a reassessment. We're not going to just radically change, but I think we got to take a reassessment and reevaluation of what things we can do, what guys can do certain things, and then execute those things. So, like I said, I'm going to be real guarded before I make any overarching comments, simply because we got whooped, and sometimes the tape looks a little different than what you see on the sideline, but the facts of the matter, we got whooped, and we got to get it straightened around.
You always say, too, you don't ever want to let a team beat you twice.
Right.
I know you'll look at the film, but is it almost important to just watch this one because you got your conference opener next week? How do you kind of approach that?
I use that very term to our football team. Hawaii's had an open week. They're going to be coming in here, first conference game, and we can't not let a team beat us twice. But what I also know is when you're competitive, you got 24 hours, and when you win, you're going to celebrate it. When you lose, you commiserate for 24 hours. But we got to lick our wounds as coaches. We got to come in early tomorrow and grade the tape and come up with a better game plan and get ready for the University of Hawaii. We'll find out assessments of injuries and go from there.
Coach, you mentioned Oregon is kind of a power program earlier in the week, and did you see on the field that kind of disparity between the type of the athlete that a power program like Oregon can get and the athlete that you have? Did you feel that there was a disparity on the field?
I think it was well coached, and that team executed really well, and they have good players, and so I'll leave it at that.
Coach Trey Woods getting a few more carries tonight. I guess through 2 games with him on the field, what have you liked or seen from him?
He's not had a lot of weeks of practice at the running back position, so we're continuing to teach him more of the plays. And I thought he ran hard tonight. We'll watch the tape. I didn't think that there was anything exceptional that was done, but I thought he did some good things. And from my standpoint, he probably deserves some more opportunity to play a little bit more.
I saw Drew taking most of the long snaps. Did he take all of them? Or
yeah, no, he took all of them. We'd taken a look during the course of this week in practice and just determined that we were going to be probably better served to have him be our snapper.
still kind of uneasy, though, as you said, it's your fullback,
Mhm.
that's a physical position,
Yeah.
that's still kind of uneasy.
Well, we're at a pretty thin position in a lot of places, and that certainly is one of them.
Coach,
Coach.
Yes, ma'am.
Coach,
Yes.
in a performance like this for Josh, how does he handle this adversity?
Mhm.
How does that affect his confidence moving forward? And how did he handle it tonight
Mhm.
from what you saw?
Well, our numbers certainly weren't good, and before I make a broad brush statement, I'm sure, turn the ball over too much. There's a lot of things that come into quarterback play. He is not going to be available for media, and that isn't because he's not going to want to answer questions. He's got a sprained ankle, and he needs to get ice on it right now, and that's, I think everybody in this room knows when I say something like that, that's where he needs to be. And so that's where he'll be, certainly can ask him some questions on Monday. So I'll meet with him tomorrow. I'm sure he was a little bit out of sorts tonight, and he's a competitive guy. He'll bounce back.
Coach, obviously you guys have, this is not the first time he's faced attention in the last
Mhm.
6 months or so. Was there any, extra conversations going into this game, just having, such a big team and so many
Mhm.
scouts in town like that, or are you guys pretty comfortable with, how you handle it?
We had some good conversations, Josh and I have, as far as being able to be really focused on taking care of the task at hand. And so, I'm sure, there's a lot of speculation as far as, okay, where's he going to get drafted? What's going to happen? I don't think that that's had the effect. I think Oregon had a good game plan, and we didn't play particularly well on offense.
Anything you saw out of Oregon, I mean, they were pretty bad defensively last
Mhm.
year. From what you saw on tape of Oregon to what they played tonight, that was drastically different, or what were maybe the things
Well,
that
I think
stood out?
they played better, and I think we played poor. It's kind of a combination of two things. I mean, they're a good defense. I don't know if I imagine we might play better defenses this year, and I think we played really poor tonight. So that's kind of where I see it.
Josh, going forward, do you have any idea of how serious the ankle is?
No, I don't think it's super serious, but they thought it'd be great for him to get the time he took. It wasn't a real hard sack, but that's when he kind of tweaked it. And so when we came off, RP came up to me. He's our head trainer, saying, "Hey, coach, if it's great, we could get him in treatment right now and get some ice on that."
You get a sense, I know you'll assess the injuries tomorrow,
Mhm.
but did you get a sense you got kind of beat up in this game physically or anything like that?
There was a couple things that went on, that because of the number of plays that we were playing on defense, I think some guys got played out. One guy got IV'd. I know that. We IV'd Tyler Hull during the middle of the game. Outside of that, though, I don't think, Jalen Ortiz was down for a while, but he was cleared. He was able to come back. I don't think that there was anybody that was not able to finish the game. Ryan Cummings might not be in position to finish the game. He's one guy that I'm a little bit concerned about right now with a head injury.
Coach, even at this elevation, did you feel like the defense was kind of ready for that pace that
Mhm.
Oregon was going to bring in this one?
Well, what was going to be important, I thought we were ready, but what was going to be important was on the flip side for us to get some sustained drives, and that just never happened. I mean, a fast-paced offense can be a double-edged sword, and the best thing you can do is come up with a couple 3-and-outs and then have some long drives on offense to keep them sitting on the bench, and we were not ever to do that tonight. Anything else?
You know
Yeah.
exactly when Josh hurt his ankle?
It was the last throw. Yeah, well, I don't even know if he got the ball off. He got sacked there. He collapsed the pocket. I didn't take a big hit, but he kind of tweaked his ankle. He would have been able to return to play, but at that time we just had made the decision we're going to change quarterbacks. Thanks a lot.